is Brady. And he's got the hook up for the first time with Herman Moore. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. On first down, Brady. Throw left side here, complete to Campbell. And they'll work this down inside the 30. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the Rams' 19-yard line.
On second and inches, Brady. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. Running play, it's Earl Campbell. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
They'll try and fight for it here with Campbell. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Earl Campbell, a 3-yard touchdown run. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken from about the 12. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So good field position for the Rams as they come up first and 10 at their own 46. And quickly to the outside, that's caught by Lamb. And they'll get him down on the other side of mid.
C.D. Lamb. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 49-yard line.
Second down at 5. Back to throw. Bledsoe. And he'll go right back to Lamb. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. In motion left goes Smith. On first and 10, Bledsoe. Complete. Smith has it. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18.
Rams first down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Mike Ditka, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams are an extra point away from drawing level. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7.
That ties the game at 7.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 42-yard line.
They'll run with a big man, Campbell. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
9 yards. That's good for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Here's Brady to throw. Over the middle, he'll get it to Harrison.
Brady's pass.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
4 yards on the
Second
pickup.
quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
At the Rams' 29-yard line.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
Brady going to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. Play action. Now it's Brady. He is going to find Hill here. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get 6 points. And they're certainly going to get that opportunity as they get the conversion and set up 1st and goal.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On the run, it's Campbell. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and goal. This L.A. Rams defense will try to bow up once more. Here's Campbell. And this time he is in. Yes. Earl Campbell with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And his guys have taken the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7.
Visitors 7.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
At their own 28-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp. and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Smith, the man in motion left. From the gun on 3rd down. Bledsoe. And that's incomplete.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
In motion left goes Smith. They're going to try and throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Pressure comes, and down he goes. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Back to throw again. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again.
A quick throw there going to be batted away at incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. The Hall of Famer Ronnie Lott picks it, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Well, this is simply a great read by a defensive back. It's 3rd and 10, so he sits right on where the yard-to-gain marker is, knows it's going to be a route around that distance, makes his read, breaks on the football, and makes a terrific play.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Now a play fake. Brady. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The final shot before half for Brady. He's going to look deep for more. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
To throw on 3rd down. Bledsoe. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On 1st down, Bledsoe. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Ted Hendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll send a receiver in motion left. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And got his man complete. Touchdown, L.A. CeeDee Lamb, 81 yards. And the Rams are back within a score. Tucker with the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Boy, it's only a one-score game. 3rd quarter, mind you, but they're going to go for the onside kick right here. Oh, did the Rams get it? Yes! L.A. football. Well, I guess they felt like they needed something to get them going. Maybe you wait for this type of a play, but they try the onside kick, and it works.
I'm starting to wonder if the analytics coach is starting to get involved in the football nowadays. When you see this type of play made, this type of a risk taken, sometimes there's a different influences going into the head coach's ear.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
The quarterback is sacked. A loss of 12 yards. It's 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is Smith with a grab. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
20. And the Rams 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Throwing on 1st down. Bledsoe. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Complete to Steve Smith. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bledsoe. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good for a Rams 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Rams. Chris Johnson. from 21 yards away.
And the Rams are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21-all the score as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good work after the catch, going to net them 23 and a first.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now Brady. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
So from Rams territory now, it's first and 10 at the 34. Now a handoff up the middle. Campbell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw complete there to Moore.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 17-yard line. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Into the red zone, it's Brady. He's got Smith here. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. And Brady will sneak it. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. They'll try the left side. Campbell. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. On 3rd down. It's Campbell, and not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Tucker's kick is good, and with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
The football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. On 1st down, it's Campbell. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. Tucker now for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
That's the score. Our home team 31. Visitors 21.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Pulls it in at the 13.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
At their own 27-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Bledsoe. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught at the 20.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. What a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And we are underway from SoFi Stadium. Pulls it in at the 13. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Cunningham from the gun. And Walker with it over the middle. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Here's Cunningham. Under pressure, and down he goes. Matt Judon drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now a first down throw, Cunningham. In trouble, and he's taken down. Matt Judon. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. To throw on 2nd down, Cunningham. Under pressure, and they got to him again. That's the Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor doing what he does best. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll try and throw for it here. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. So this offense able to convert on 4th. And now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Cunningham. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Cunningham. Throw out wide to Walker.
He finds some open field here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play that time on the catch and run. And this long drive is going to continue as they move the chains again.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. No score after one on EA Sports.
No score.
Let's go.
4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Cunningham to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Mark Andrews from 13 yards out. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Visitors 7. Our home team, nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
1st down and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Again, it's Johnson. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Richard Sherman on the tackle.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over pursuing, and making a very nice.
It's caught at the 10. A big play there. 57 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line down at the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. To Johnson again. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Chris Johnson taking it in from 2 yards out. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point try good by Gano. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds.
At their own 30-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On first down, it's Cunningham. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Ronnie Lott, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Looking here for Smith downfield. This is intercepted. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, a good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
And they start the second half with Johnson. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Here's Johnson again on second down. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Johnson. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Brady going to go on fourth down. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now Cunningham. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't third down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
Cunningham looking to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
On 4th down, Cunningham. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They begin the drive with Johnson. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So that a real wrench thrown in now for this offense. They're trying to make a game of this in the 3rd quarter, but that is not going to help.
Yeah, partner, probably should have used a different tool on that play, right? That ultimately is the kind of play where you can lose a ball game instead of being in a position to win.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
Another big gain or 2 in succession as this one goes for 32.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8.
Here's Brady to throw. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down in bounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet? Not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Gano's kick is good, and they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10.
So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
Pulls it in at the 13. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, they're coming off a fourth down gamble that last drive that backfired, CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they wanted to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on fourth down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So jumping from his free safety spot.
That tells you how aggressive they are on defense, doesn't it? They get everyone involved. He was a little too fast on that play.
Walker with another carry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Complete to Darren Waller. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Give to Walker on the read option. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
On 2nd down, here's Cunningham. This is Smith with a grab. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
The offense back out on the field here following the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On 1st and 10, Cunningham. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Cunningham. This one goes underneath to Walker. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
1st down and goal to go.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will extend their lead even further.
So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the fourth quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
Pulls it in at the 13. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
One final try now for Brady. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So celebration down on the field for a good, hard-fought victory here. And they were spurred on by a strong performance. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
And off we go from SoFi Stadium. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The first down carry here for Johnson. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Loss of 3 brings up 2nd and 13 at the 25-yard line.
They go to Johnson again. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
They'll go for it. It's Brady. Zach Ertz has it complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They give to Johnson going right. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
On play action, it's Brady. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
Scoring first, so critical in the postseason. They've got it here, 1st and goal.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. That's a strong safety making a strong, hard tackle.
And we know his coach. Doesn't smile a whole lot, does he? How about that grin right there, ear to ear after that play?
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Now Brady being chased out left. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Gano's kick is good. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
Pulls it in at the 13.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Here's Cunningham. It's caught. Smith. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play.
Working with 2nd and 5 now.
Here's Cunningham from the gun.
Oh, looking for Andrews downfield.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. The slot man in motion right. From the gun on 3rd down, Cunningham. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now a 1st down throw, Cunningham. His throw incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
Slot man moves right. They'll look to throw again.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Johnson running right.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Here's Johnson again on 2nd down.
And he stopped immediately there. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Brady. To the right side, and he's got more, complete.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Up the middle, Johnson.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal.
First down and goal to go.
A give up the middle to Johnson. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal.
Throwing now is Brady.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Gano's kick is good, and they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
And especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Cunningham. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Now a handoff. Johnson. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
With that kind of run on 1st down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19.
Gano's kick is good. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff.
Pulls it in at the 13. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Cunningham to throw. Smith catches left side. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
It's a gain of 14 yards. Complete to Steve Smith. First and 10 at
The slot man in motion right. On first down, it's Cunningham. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
So this a two-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the third quarter. Pulls it in at the 13.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Richard Sherman.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here's Johnson.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And we are underway from SoFi Stadium. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now McNair looking for a first down throw. He's got a man, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Play action. It's McNair. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
On second down, McNair. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
To throw, McNair. On the catch, this is Chris Johnson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
That's good for a first down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Now McNair off the play fake. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
To throw on second down, Steve McNair. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And with the play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. McNair. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. On fourth down, McNair. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The fourth down pass play doesn't work out. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Throwing on first down is Brady. Dancing to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
It's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And some room to work.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
Great 15-yard effort on the ground there on third down to keep the drive going.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On second down, Lynch powers through him. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of a tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Johnson. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up. How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Again, it's Johnson. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Chris Johnson, a 5-yard touchdown run. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. So what can Brady do here is he'll lead his guys up to go for 2. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he will get in to make it 8-0. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, they've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now McNair. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
They're going to try and throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Howie Long stopping that play before it got started.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Brady.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
Corner blitz got home there. Pat Surtain, the one that dropped him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Steve Smith, 26 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
Visitors, nothing.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Taken from about the 12. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ted Hendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, the way things have been going in this one, Charles, it was only a matter of time before this deep. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And off we go from SoFi Stadium.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it. and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 30 on second down, Brady.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. They'll run it with Johnson.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
Here we go with Johnson. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On the carry, here's Marshawn Lynch. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
They'll run again with Lynch. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
It's a gain of 4.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And he's got room. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
60 yards rushing for him here. What a start to the ball game. It's 1st and goal.
A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the Niners' 8-yard line.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Gano's kick is good, and the opening drive of the game yields 3.
Well, they moved the ball well there on the opening series. Running game was in sync. They were knocking on the doorstep, but ultimately, Charles, they'll have to settle for the field goal.
Well, they certainly were moving it well, and give this defense a ton of credit. Finally dug their heels in and forced the field goal. That's wondered in his game partner. Will this offense look back at this drive and think to themselves, if we'd gotten 6, we'd be in a better spot.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Now a play fake. Brady. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A big play there. 72 yards.
And the Niners have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Taken at the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a concept.
On second down, Johnson. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They go to Johnson again. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
They'll go for it. It's Brady. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. So Herman Moore, his first grab of the game, and back in his day, he shattered all the Lions' receiving records.
And he did it with a number of different quarterbacks. He was the target for defenses to adjust to. And I guess the best way to put it is, Herman Moore, that guy, could play in today's game and be just as successful.
And Brady's throw there, incomplete.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. Looking back to the air on second down, it's Brady. Throw left side complete. That's Gonzalez. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit, because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Tucker's kick is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. On play action, it's Brady. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Rod Woodson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, his arm strength never an issue, but this one winds up in the wrong hands.
Oh, the coverage here is just terrific, because when it's done really well, sometimes you can't distinguish whether it's the receiver or the defensive back the ball's intended for. He actually ran with him in perfect motion and able to make a big-time play.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 19-yard line.
Brady now to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And he comes back with one complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Play action, now it's Brady. Can't get away, and he's taken down. The Stork, Hall of Famer Ted Hendricks. Just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Throwing on 2nd and long. Brady, he finds his man, complete. It's Gonzalez.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. He finds his man, complete. That's Gonzalez. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the 2nd half. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
They go back to Murray on 1st down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Brady. There's the 8-time Pro Bowler Marvin Harrison. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Brady. And that is incomplete. When they need to play on third down, you kind of know what direction the ball is going, but the defense knew it too.
Yeah, it's a good call because they wanted to put 2 men on him, and they did. Dare him to throw into double coverage. Really what you're saying is, let's see if one of your other receivers can beat us.
And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points. From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on second down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Now he'll throw with Brady. He's got a man complete. 20, 10, 5, and touchdown. Herman Moore, 77 yards. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, they had gone run the previous play. Nice little setup. This time they go play action. Defense bites a bit, and they hit for a big play in the end zone.
So they sold it really well, didn't they? Because of just what you described. They ran it the previous play, come back with the same action, and now they step back and throw it and get a big play for a touchdown. But what happens as a defensive back is your eyes have to go to the right place. You always hear Coach talk about, are your eyes in the right spot? Well, this time the eyes went to the play action. It froze their feet. They weren't moving, and he went on past them and caught the pass for a touchdown.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. He sets to fire deep, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Brady's throw into the hands of Gonzalez here. Finding space at the 40. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And the 49er first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On first down, Murray. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Stop made there by Julius Peppers.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch. Back now here on EA Sports. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. From just shy of midfield, Brady. He finds his man, complete. It's Gonzalez. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. They'll run here. It's Murray. And some space here. And he's going to be out out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close. 54 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
And early in this one, DeMarco Murray sending a warning note out to the defense. They better start getting him on the ground or it could be a long game.
A dynamic, explosive run. And you're exactly right, partner. If they don't start stopping this right here, right now, look out. He can pile it up in a big way, and that'll really help his team out.
They'll run with Lynch. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team, both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
Murray will score. Touchdown, 49ers. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the fourth quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter-punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. And he works free. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big run there by Johnson. Give him 52 yards on the ground.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A first down carry here for Johnson. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
On play action, now Brady. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Understanding he's just down one possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now Brady. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. Yeah, boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle's going to leave him about a yard or so short. They run. It's Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
Add that one to the good run tally right there. He's been strong throughout this game, and there's no reason to suggest he's going to slow down in the fourth quarter at all. And that's exactly what they need him to do. Keep churning out first downs.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Chris Johnson taking it in from 2 yards out, and his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away.
Pulls it in at the 13.
And they're going to have poor starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 10-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
To throw is Brady. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Here's Johnson again on 2nd down. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And the 13-year man puts it through. And with that, they take the lead here 20-6. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And off we go from Soldier Field. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game, watching him try to take away that area of the field.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Johnson running right. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Brady going to go on 4th down. And this is caught. He hits Moore. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Herman Moore. 67 yards. And the Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Okay, quick. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
First down, Vick. They dump it off to Lynch. And some room to roam now. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And that one results in 35 yards. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
On 1st and 10, here's Vick. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's caught. Touchdown. Calvin Johnson, 38 yards. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point try good by Gano. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This fielded right at the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. 30, 10, 5, And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Eagles. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
Pulls it in at the 13.
And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for the touchdown. Herman Moore, 77 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. Gano the extra point, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
A short kick taken at the 18. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you?
Chris Johnson in a foot race, and they will not catch him. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Chris Johnson, 72 yards.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead is now 21-14. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Sacked by the relentless Howie Long.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Throwing on second and long. Vick. Oh, hit as he throws there. Incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Third and long for Vick. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now here's Michael Dixon as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Here's Smith to return it.
That'll be a 47-yard punt officially, 5 on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute. But did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it. And afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now Brady. And complete to Zach Ertz.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Throwing now is Brady.
Finding Ertz again.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. They give to Johnson going right. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Here's Johnson again on 2nd down.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. On 3rd down, Johnson.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
He's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard.
Gano's kick is good, and the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14.
So it was 4th and 1 down in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little surprised that that's how they decided to play it, that they didn't go for it there. But sometimes just take those 3 points and put them in your pocket. I just have one question for you, partner.
Okay.
Hip pocket or back pocket?
Pulls it in at the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. It's Antonio Cromartie that was in on the tackle.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They'll try to throw it here. Vick. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Vick now. He finds his man Johnson. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up second down. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a first down. Here's Michael Vick. Looking for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. Herman Moore. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And his guys have made this a one-score game now. Gano the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marvin Harrison. A touchdown on a kick return and now one through the air. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point try good by Gano. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go now.
19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. To throw, Vick. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
And he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. On 3rd down, Vick.
He's got Sanders on the out route. It's caught.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Now here's Vick.
Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. This will be the final play of the half. Vick. He's going to look deep for Moore. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked by Ted Hendricks.
And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So this a 2-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the 3rd quarter.
A fairly short kick from the 14, and he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Vick goes play action. That is caught. It's Calvin Johnson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 35. Hey, you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl cornerback, Richard Sherman. He's at the 40, the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Well, the defense obviously could not have drawn up a better start to the second half. They're holding on to that slim lead, just looking for a stop. Not only do they get the stop, Charles, they get the pick-6.
Another example that life comes at you fast, doesn't it? One play ago, they're defending a slim lead coming out of the break. Now they're one more stop away from thinking about a possible put-away drive.
Pulls it in at the 13. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Vick. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Off the play fake, Vick. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Vick to throw it. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Howie Long getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Vick. Open man is the Hall of Famer, Dave Casper.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. He tried to do it himself, but couldn't find his way to the marker. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
They certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play. Play action. Now it's Brady. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back.
Brady to throw for it on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And as a result, possession switches hands. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them,
he cannot get away. Down goes Vick.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
After the sack on 1st down, Vick. Oh, and now Vick throwing another interception. Picked off by the Hall of Famer Ronnie Lott.
And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 46.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
And we are underway from SoFi Stadium. Pulls it in at the 13. And he returns this to the 22.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Second and a yard at the 32-yard line.
Cam's going to run the option right. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try and fight for it here with Campbell. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down. Mahomes going to go on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll hand this to Campbell, running right. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Again, they run with Campbell. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff.
They'll take over. 1st down and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Right back to him on 1st down. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
46 yards rushing for him now as he has started this wild card round with a flourish.
Again, it's Johnson.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Now they'll throw with Brady. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down. They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Going a little tennis on me,
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back at him. They get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
A really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the whole thing. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Getting to the ball that time was Jeremy Chinn.
Now this time Mahomes will throw. He's going to look deep for more. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there for Detroit. 72 yards.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
They'll run up the middle with Campbell. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 11-yard line.
They run the option on 2nd down.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he will finally be wrestled down at the Lions' 38-yard line. 98 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. They go to Johnson again. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now a play fake. Brady. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Give him 32 on the play.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, but they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Chris Johnson, as the first half is winding down, as his guys have now moved out in front. Gano the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Pulls it in at the 13. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. To throw is Newton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here we go with Johnson. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it doesn't pan out. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
On 2nd and 11 now, Mahomes.
He'll find Williams on the slant. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Matthew Judon in there to take him down. They dialed up a 3rd and 1 blitz defensively. It worked.
Yeah, and a lot of people would think, hey, they thought pass and they guessed right. In a lot of cases, you bring the blitz just to mess up the blocking on a running play. Instead, in this situation, the run wasn't there. They just followed everything right back to the quarterback.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
Brandon, I'm not going to tell him that you called him old in our pregame meeting, but this guy has been around a long time. If there's a trick in the book, he knows it. He probably even wrote a few chapters, and this is what he's always had, and that's a nose for the football. He's able to come away here with the interception.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. One quarter remains here in this opening round matchup. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. On play action, it's Brady. Looking here for Smith downfield. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Lions are right back in this football game.
A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
On the move past the 40, and he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25.
A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll give to the big man, Campbell. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free. That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this, a very important drive, leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 1.
The busy night continues for Johnson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 138 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Johnson running left. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown! Chris Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the night as his guys are able to extend their lead. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
Makes the score our home team 17. Visitors 9.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the 1st down. That's what's vital to them.
Here's Mahomes.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Howie Long in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Partner, you absolutely cannot take a sack in that situation. Now, it's also 4th down.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson, and he'll get this one down to about the 17. The Pro Bowl end, DeMarcus Ware there to take him down. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Johnson running right. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. They run. It's Johnson. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain.